Welcome to my day 3 update of my 40-day fast. Today, I am focusing on the supportive things that I've been taking that have been that I learned through various teachers that help me to work, that help me to not be a complete zombie, basically during the fast. So if this is your first time watching, just let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. I'd love to hear, and I'll say hi to you. If I can't do it here, I'll do it later. But I'll give you a quick weight update because a lot of people ask me questions. It's always interesting the questions you get outside of the actual lives. People always ask questions, which is great. So I keep your questions coming. They're always welcome. So I'm in day 3. I am down to 235 even this morning. I started at 240.09. So in 3 days, I have lost 5.9 pounds, roughly 2 pounds a day. Since yesterday, my loss is 1.3 pounds. So what I like to tell people is around now, I have officially run out of all my sugar. And it usually takes about a day and a half or so for me to have that happen. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, depending what I'm eating. This time it happened. I was dropping in energy yesterday afternoon, but when I woke up this morning, I was exhausted. I slept for 9.5 hours. I had cigars yesterday, and cigars resulted in me having my body detoxes them, and I had a fever for most of the day, which is when your body's kind of pushing them out. So what I wanted to talk about today was all the little stuff that I do in addition to the actual water. So I do water, I do coffee. I don't know, I'm not a tea drinker, but I guess if I wanted herbal tea or teas, that's totally fine. I would have that. It's not my thing right now, but sometimes you get kind of bored drinking just water all the time and you get excited by it. So I'll kind of go by what I have here. So one thing I take is magnesium. This is magnesium lysine glycinate. It's chelated. I'm sure it'll come up. So your body needs electrolytes. So when you fast, if you don't take electrolytes during a fast, because your body kind of washes them out and they come out, they're part of your sweating process, you'll get a lot of cramps, and it's really tough on the heart. And just a lot of bad things can happen when people don't take electrolytes. So I tell people, man, take electrolytes, and I don't care if you are sleeping all day. Really, really helpful. So I'm a big fan. So one is magnesium. Second one is potassium. I take potassium citrate. It's probably backwards, but you can read it. Potassium citrate. And if it matters to you, if you're curious, these are 100 milligram capsules. I take 5 or 6 in a day. These are, and I do that regardless of fasting or not, but it's just a game changer when you're fasting. And these are, 99, basically 100 milligrams each. I probably take 5 to 7 of these in a day. And then the other thing, and this is kind of the nice, inexpensive option of the whole thing, is salt. So this is pink salt. I'm sure you've heard of it, Himalayan pink salt. And it has sodium in it. Your body needs sodium. So this is a biggie. And then, so this is the most cost effective. And then taking up a notch is Celtic sea salt. So we have it here, light gray Celtic sea salt. This is good, wonderful. And then if you have a larger budget, this is the premium. It's called Mackay Pure Celtic sea salt. So this is the nicest one in that it tastes delicious. It's actually, they go to the bottom of one of the trenches and get this. It's really yummy. I think this is the one they do that. But the point is the flavor of this one is really good, but it's really high in, this one's extremely high in minerals, pretty high in minerals, a little bit less high in minerals. So Minerals are really important, but then you get the sodium and the other electrolytes. So those are the main three I take every day. And then the trace mineral drops, and this is by a company called Trace Minerals. What a clever name. But these are from a lake, I think they refine these, a lake, I think, in Utah. And they have magnesium chloride, potassium, sodium, sulfate, lithium, boron in them. But this is another thing I put. It has kind of sweet flavor, um, and really helpful as well. Three other things I take. Next one I'm going to show you. I don't have this in a small container. So this is fulvic humic minerals. It's a blend. This company, Inner Vitality, again, it's probably backwards in the video, but they sell something called fulvic humic minerals, which are basically the minerals from peat moss and like that kind of swamp, which is extremely mineral rich and incredibly like if you're familiar with peat moss, they use it a lot for nurturing gardens and such because it's just incredibly nutrient dense. So anyway, they create they create these liquids from that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure the process. I don't know how they do it, but obviously it's for human consumption, etc. But this is deeply mineral rich. Comes out kind of looks like a black tea, almost like coffee. And this one, when I started taking this a while ago, I began noticing after I took it, I wasn't hungry much longer than had I had a normal drink of something. And what I later learned is most humans, if not pretty much all modern humans, unless you're really, 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 really eating a lot of mineral rich foods, are deeply mineral deficient. And in doing so, the body hungers for them and asks for more food. So people who eat and can't seem to stop themselves, increase your mineral intake, you'll notice it'd be a big game changer. Okay, two more things, and I mentioned these to a certain extent yesterday. One is these are both extracts of mushrooms. So this one's called turkey tail. And what I will do, I'll tell you in a sec how I make these. And then this is reishi. Reishi is very popular for a lot of things, but these are two, and I also own, so these are extracts, and I actually own chunks of the chaga mushroom, which is almost like wood. And then they like literally break it up in chunks, and I buy it bulk, or my wife does, and I get the blessing of her buying it. But all of these I'll put into a slow cooker, and I'll take maybe a teaspoon of each of those, and I'll take a few chunks of the chaga, and I'll put some of the Himalayan pink salt, and I'll let it sit. And then I may even do that tonight, but I'm not quite there. But I may, and the plan with that is basically to have it such that I'm able to have this like a tea, but it's extremely energizing, which is so awesome because as you go into long fast, again, I'm only day 3, but for most people, they'd be like falling over right now. So fasting is really physically exhausting. So my encouragement, if you get into this, is to invest in these things little by little. Pink salt's the easiest starting point, and then maybe go chaga mushroom, and then once you're there, expand to the other things, the Celtic sea salts, the humic fulvic minerals, the trace mineral drops, etc. So let me know what questions you have. This one's a little shorter than normal, but I wanted to take a moment to go through this with you and kind of give you an update. I feel pretty good, but I did feel a little tired this morning. But overall, because I had the cigars yesterday, I don't have a fever right now, but I had a really rough headache and a fever from morning until maybe 3 or 4 this afternoon. A legit fever, by the way. Like your body really goes in. When your body is detoxing, fever is one of the symptoms of a detox. So have a blessed day, blessed evening. Thank you for checking.